Good morning. Today I want to talk to you guys about the fear of criticism. The time is 6 in the morning. If I sound a bit off or I look a bit rough, please forgive me. Don't start listening on Spotify. Yeah, your boy's just got a hoodie on. He's just woken up. He was doing his self-development. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about the fear of criticism. The fear of criticism is one of the major reasons why many people, many of you guys haven't taken that step forward to do that thing. Maybe it was start that Instagram page. Maybe it's to start that YouTube channel. No matter what it is that you want to do, the fear of criticism is one of the major things that are holding you back. For me, it was one of the major things that was holding me back because I was so scared of what people were going to think. Me being an anxious person in general, I was very sort of dependent on what people were going to say. I wanted that feeling of acceptance. Is this okay? Especially being from South London, when you're judged on every single thing that you do. Because in London, there's like some term called you're moist or this is cringe. Basically, moist is cringe. Like, how can you do that? And that's why everyone sort of follows this one road, because that one road which is not cringe, which is not moist, everyone follows the same thing to basically get out of the fear of criticism, which makes everyone literally the same thing. Like, no one ever comes out of that lane to not be cringe, to not be, again, culprit of the fear of criticism. And that's one of the major things that is going to hold you back. And one of the things that made me realize, and what I'm going to show you guys today of how to get over the fear of criticism, is you need to have that self-belief within yourself, that confidence. What is that confidence? Is that follow-through. So whenever you start something, most of the time people are going to criticize you for something that you're doing, and it does have some area of truth. But it only has some area of truth because it depends on your intention. What do I mean by your intention? So whenever you start or do something, you need to understand, why am I doing the thing that I'm doing? So when you have that clear intention or that focus on why you're doing it, whether it's to better yourself, whether it's to help someone, now that intention should be your only focus. Why? I want to give you an example. Imagine you see a homeless person on the street, and you see this homeless person, you see them lonely, they're crying, and because that person's gone through a situation. I'm a very empathetic person, so I'm a person where I like to help people. It's generally, I've been doing it all my life, and it's something that really fills me, because when I help someone, it makes me feel good. So whenever I see that, back to the illustration of, you see a homeless person, he's crying, he's upset, he's cold. So I want you to imagine that you take off your jacket, you sit down on the floor with this person, now you start to speak into conversation, and now you're just on the floor sitting down. From the outside world, from the outside view, people are going to say to you, look how crazy this person is, look how cringe he is sitting down on the floor, he's giving you, look how stupid he is. From the outside perspective, it makes sense because you are sitting on the floor, you are talking to a homeless person, it doesn't make sense. But your intention was to help this person. So your intention and focus is clear, so no one can shake you off from what you're doing, because you have a goal, and that's your goal, to help that person. So that's why you need to know, what is your intention with what I do. The second thing is to have that self-confidence, that self-belief, which is that follow-through, to believe in what you're doing. Because if you doubt what you're doing, and someone criticizes that area of doubt and fear, well, you're going to feed into it because you don't even believe what you're doing, which is why the most important thing is actually believe in what you're doing and have that intention. The second thing that I've always wished I knew before was, only listen to people that you want to be like, or people that you respect. Because most of the time, people that hate or people that criticize or judge are haters hate on what they gave up on. Most of the time, the people that criticize, life is a mirror, not a window. I want you guys to remember that. Life is a mirror, not a window. Take note of that one. Reason being is because most of the time when someone criticizes is because they live in fear, or they live trapped of the opinions of others, that they're scared that they might receive the same treatment. Let me give you an example. Someone might say to you, don't do that, that's embarrassing, that's cringe, don't do that. The reason being is because they're afraid of the opinions of others. If they were to do something, that they were going to view them in that way, because that's how they feel about themselves. So that's why they'll never progress. People that feel like that will never actually take action, because they're so concerned about what people are going to think. So that's why they radiate that same energy. So ask yourself, do I want to be like this person? Most of the time it's not. Most of the time you're not. Remember, hate comes from below. It never comes at the top. These people are so focused on what you're doing instead of focusing on what they can be doing, which is why they stay in the same position. They don't like to see that you're moving forward. They don't like to see that you're advancing or trying. Understand that for you to be criticized is because you're coming out of a comfort zone, and when you come out of a comfort zone, is that you're trying to look for growth. So now ask yourself, I'm trying to look for growth. I'm trying to push forward. So now am I going to let someone that I don't want to be like, someone whose opinion I don't really care about, or someone that if they have a negative opinion about me, do they care about me? And if they give me a negative opinion about me, they don't care. So why should I put so much emphasis on this person? Let me just do what I have to do. Doesn't make sense. That's pretty much what I wanted to summarize with how to overcome the fear of being judged, because that one for me was one of the things that I suffered with the most, especially when I started creating content. I was so scared of someone might say you have an opinion, or maybe it wasn't perfect. Understand that you will never keep everyone happy. From one area you will be judged. You're trying to go to the gym. Why are you going to the gym? You're drinking. Why are you drinking? So that's why it's so focused, that you focus on that intention that you want to do and go ahead with it. Because the person that tries to keep everyone happy will make everyone happy at the expense of his own happiness. So do not be that person, because at the end of the day, it is your life. Once you start to realize that you are scared of the opinions of someone that in 60 years is no longer going to exist, in 60 years no one's actually going to care about what you've done. So focus on what you have to do and just focus on that attention. That being said, that is